Tonight, our 10-minute speaker is Aaron F. from San Diego. R. Aaron R.
My name's Aaron. I'm an alcoholic. We just kind of absorbed this small meeting. Obviously, I'm a little nervous. I'll be the first one to say I did not want to do this, but obviously my primary purpose is trying to carry the message to the alcoholic who still suffers. Welcome to all the newcomers. Definitely a new way of life. A little uncomfortable up here, so let me just again absorb this. I'll disqualify. I had my first drink when I was about 12 years old, and we could just say that kind of lasted for about 7 years. I didn't know that I really suffered from like the spiritual malady, as like the book kind of talks about, and that I really had like a perception problem with like reality and like kind of what situation and like life had to bring. The drink did something for me that it doesn't really happen in the average temperate drinker. Like it shut my head off, like my insecurities, my fears, self-esteem, like all the things that like I guess normal people like just deal with, like that kind of went away. I wasn't powerless obviously in the beginning of my drinking career, and that kind of escalated onto bigger and better things. I had a lot of fun, like I'm not gonna lie, like I had a lot of fun, and I definitely crossed this like imaginary line where like my willpower to like not drink like or be like a normal person, like that just kind of flew out the window. I mean, obviously if I had the willpower to take a drink or like do it in moderation, I wouldn't be standing in front of all you beautiful people, you know what I mean? I would be out and I wouldn't be in AA or have a purpose of being here, but that's not my case. I'm absolutely powerless over alcohol. And what powerlessness really meant to me was like, despite everything that like I would do in my career of drinking, like I would still pick up a drink. And I didn't really get that. It took a lot of like consequence for me to like kind of see like where that like took place in my life. High school, I had it somewhat together, as you will. A lot of partying, like a lot of going on. I knew that like this is what I wanted to do. Like alcohol was my solution, like this is how I love that bell, dude. You're so good at it. Like you're just so good at it. No one's gonna do a better job than you with that bell. I'm sorry. Unmanageability and powerlessness, like that, like obviously I couldn't see that like in my active alcoholism. I thought that I really like to party harder than everybody else. I mean, obviously you guys like to party harder than everyone else because we're all in a room of AA, right? But like that's really like how I perceive things, like that I like to have more fun than the average individual. It got really dark. It got really out of control. Like, I mean, it was a depth that I never thought I would feel. Within this like powerlessness, like my life was like absolutely becoming unmanageable, but I was like failing to like look at it, or I couldn't comprehend like what I was doing. Spiraling out of control. So I don't know. I got a DUI at 19. Everyone has a DUI, right? Like, whatever, not a big deal. Like, that's like literally how I thought. Like, when I got out of the jailhouse, I was like walking, I was like, let's just not do that again, right? Because I just thought that was normal, you know what I mean? And I remember like I was so like strong, like let's not do that. Like I don't need to do that again. And then like 4 days later, I'm doing the same exact thing. Like no matter how hard I would try, I couldn't like fight the battle. I couldn't win the battle in my head to not like do these behaviors. Like I couldn't comprehend like what needed to happen. I didn't have a solution. So a month passed and I blacked out behind the wheel again and got a second DUI. This time was in an accident. Thank God like that woman didn't get hurt, but like that's part of my story. Like, and I wish I could stand up here and tell you that like I didn't pick up after that, but like that wasn't sufficient enough reason for me to stop. And I mean that kind of kept continuing for a little bit more, but I knew that I had a problem. Like this was the first time to like look at my mess. But I was in jail this time. Like, damn, like really don't want to get sober because like the judge is like, you go to rehab or like you do time. And like it was like an ultimatum. And I remember going back to my jail cell and like thinking like, damn, maybe I'll just do my time, get out and like continue to get like loaded, stay drunk. Like those were normal thoughts that I had. Like I remember how like strong I was. And then I don't know, something came over me where I was like, I need to make a change. Like I don't know what to do. So obviously the courts prescribed me AA. So like I was invited here by the courts of San Diego, like a judge telling me like, hey, like you should probably check this out. Actually, you need to check this out. So I came to AA. I don't know. I knew I wanted to stop, but I didn't have the means or how, you know what I mean? And people were talking about God and these 12 steps, right? And like, is that the right one? I was like 10 minutes left. Damn. Um, so coming into the room, sorry, like, dude, what? Yeah. Bell guy. Awesome. People showed hope around here. People had a solution that I was unfamiliar with, like 12 steps. Like, okay, I understand I have a perception problem. Like, I get that. Like, I understand that. Like, I see things differently because my solution is getting heavily intoxicated, which normal people don't do. Like when it comes to the drink, I can't stop. I have an obsession. People shared hope. But again, it was the word like God was being thrown around. Then like the basket came around and I was like, damn, like God. Okay. I did have this fundamental idea of what God was, like as the book talks about, but I needed to like really jump into it and concede in my innermost self that I had this thing, like this ism, this alcoholism that's trying to kill me, and like a progressive illness, and like getting into the readings and like being able to identify with people around here, like that really helped me like qualify, as you will, you know what I mean? And people shared hope because like I remember just hearing a story and like I know this dude is just like me, but he's sober and I'm not. Like there's a solution, obviously. So I got into the work. I'm beyond mental aid, beyond the first drink. So like admitting that I'm powerless was like my first step in recovery, right? And then coming like that a power could like restore me to sanity. Like I didn't want to drink anymore. So I prayed about that every day, all the time. And the obsession was removed. That was like my tangible evidence that there's a higher power like willing to work in my life. Cause I'm coming from a hopeless state of mind. Like, I got here at 19. My sobriety date's 11/19/11. I'm blessed. I worked the steps. I found a higher power. Like the steps were designed to like get in touch with like a God. Like it was a big deal for me because like it was like this is my solution. Okay, I'm desperate enough to try, and that's exactly what I did. And I'm extremely grateful today that I have a higher power to do business with. Like turning my will and my life over to the care of God, like is a big thing. Like every day for me, and like continually, like to try and seek this higher power and like do His will on a daily basis. What 4.5 years of sobriety, like I just have experience like sober. Like it has not all been on an upswing. Like I've done some things that I just thanks, dude. that that I'm not entirely not on spiritual progress, as you will. But every time like AA has never like failed me. Like I just know that I have to get into this work and stay here and put my hand out and try and be effective in like all my affairs. And I sponsor a couple of guys, which is a gift. Like I'm able to give back and like get these guys in the solution. And like, that's how I show gratitude towards my higher power, is like trying to be effective and like really work in another individual's life. But like, I don't have the power to keep anybody sober. I don't think these meetings will always keep me sober. Like it's ultimately like a higher power. That's the only thing that really stands in front of me. And like that first drink is like spiritual means. And I'm extremely blessed for it. Extremely grateful. Welcome to the newcomer. I can only, suggest that you get a sponsor, work the steps. It saved my life. I really believe I'm on borrowed time. Like everything is an opportunity as I see. I try and remain optimistic, humble, work on my character defects on a daily basis. But I mean, those are, again, I have to turn it over to my higher power. I need help with these things. Like I need help with this. And that's the solution for me. So with that, I'll keep coming back. Thank you guys.